Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be announcing to you the app that I'm going to be building in public over the next coming weeks. And I want to give you a bit of a background to why I've chosen this app. So I've been working in startups for the last 5 years now. I've been part of successes and failures. I've been a part of teams where the app's gone to being valued of up to 20 million and still going. I've also been a part of apps where they've got up to 7-figure valuations as well, but then failed. And one of the biggest commonalities that I see in successful founders is that they are obsessed with the customer's problem and not obsessed with their solution. So the founder of Waze, obviously you guys know Waze, the driving app that everyone uses to get from A to B as quick as possible. He has actually written a book. I think it's something like Fall in Love with the Problem, Not Your Solution. And it's all about the fact that you need to be customer first to be successful. You look at Amazon and how customer focused they are. You look at Monzo and their customer service in the early days. Every single successful company has to be obsessed with their customer's problem and solving their customer's problems. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they just come up with this idea. So, we've all got that classic friend who's down in the pub and they want to tell you about their new app idea. They tell you the idea, let's say, for example, it's social media for vegans, for example, and then they'll say, oh yeah, I checked and it definitely doesn't exist, so there's a gap in the market. Just because an app doesn't exist does not make it a good idea. Sometimes it's actually the opposite. And besides the point, they're focusing there on the solution. So their solution is the app for vegans, but they haven't found out what the problems are. They haven't spoke to vegans and said, what are your issues you're facing? Is it that they don't have social media, or are vegans fine being on Instagram and Facebook and they have their own communities within there? They really need their own separate one where they're segregated further from society, or are you just obsessing over the solution? So why am I rambling on about this and why the biggest mistakes are? Well, the reason is because my app idea is going to be a tool that uses AI to identify customer pain points. So identifying customer pain points is something that's really, really difficult. It's laborious. It takes a lot of time, sometimes money to be able to get those people into your, whatever marketing funnel you're using to speak to your potential customers. Or if you already have customers, so you're an existing company trying to find out customer pain points. Again, it's very time consuming. A lot of people pay for expensive technologies to be able to speak to their customers. But what if you could do that all with AI? So the idea of the app is you put in your problem or your business idea or the area that your current business is in, and it's going to scour the internet to find all these places where your customers are complaining about their problems. And it's going to do like a sentiment analysis and a few other analyses on the data that it receives to be able to give you a score. To be able to give you a pain point. It will tell you whether it's a vitamin or a painkiller. I'll come on to that shortly. And then it will give it a score. Eventually, we could start looking at solutions. But this is the fundamental building blocks of how you need to start businesses. It's not with solutions. You start with the problems and then you find the solution. Okay? So vitamin or painkiller, what's that about? So this is another super common term that's used in startups and businesses. And effectively what it is it's like, when you create your business idea, it can be one of two categories. It can be something where someone's going for a really painful experience and you're completely removing that pain for them. Or it's like, okay, it's part of my life and I'm supplementing it and making it a little bit easier. So for example, with researching customer pain points, some people might look at this app and go, well, I'm still going to have to do the customer interviews because nothing beats doing the customer interviews. This is just a bit of a vitamin that adds a little, makes it a bit easier for me to do. So obviously for me, as a founder, or to be founder in public, I need to work out a way to make sure that this is a painkiller and not a vitamin. And if I was to put my own business into my own app, I want it to be able to spit out painkiller rather than vitamin. So that's the goal. So yeah, that's my app idea. If you're interested in following along and seeing this in the next episode, I'm going to start coding it, showing you guys the landing page I built, all that cool stuff, the technology behind it, showing you the code and what the future plans are. And yeah, from here on in, it's going to be completely building in public. So if you're interested, please, subscribe, follow along, give any feedback. I really want to make this our app, not just mine. So yeah, cool. See you in the next one.